This is Johnny Wrestling, or Johnny Takeover, as my shirt says. And listen, I want you to listen. Like, we're involved right now. It's crazy. It's loud. It's hectic. We're in New York City. But I want you to listen to the No Holds Barred Network.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Wrestle Forum Podcast, right here in the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, owner and CEO of the No Holds Barred Network, Kyle Masters. I'm always joined by my co-host right here in the Wrestle Forum Podcast. She's a woman of many names. She's the EVP of Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, the Queen of the Indies. That's Tiffany. And guys, as you know, as you see in our first episode, we had with Darren from These Wolves. There's always a rotating third here on the Wrestle Forum Podcast. And today we are joined by a very special guest. We are joined by Jimmy J from...
My man! I know, I cut you off. I'm amped up to be here, man. I'm excited. We got my man Kyle Masters in the building. You're already laughing. The show hasn't begun and you're laughing. Jesus.
That's why she's the EVP of Giggles.
This is exactly why I was given that name, but I don't know. Like... I'm dead. So I don't think Kyle's really ready for this episode. It's bad enough Kyle has to deal with me, and now he's got to deal with Jimmy. So I don't know.
Listen, Kyle, don't worry about it. I know a guy that knows a guy to get you some Xanax or Valium, whatever you need, because we're going to be hyped up here.
Okay, we will talk off air. So, Jimmy, while you're talking here, I'll let you introduce yourself and kind of give a shout out to where you come from here.
Well, Jimmy J, I do a multitude of different things. I work for Recombination Wrestling, BCW. It's an independent organization over here in New York City. I have my own channel, YouTube channel, Take It Home TV, cover indie wrestling, other wrestling. I'm also a member of a Shadow Wrestling. They have a podcast. They've been doing it for quite some time. A great group of individuals. We do watch parties. I mean, the list goes on. Awesome. But I'm here, and I'm with you guys right now, and this is an honor to be here. I really appreciate you guys bringing me on the show. Thank you very much. I know Tiff, Queen of the Indies. She's had a lot of different independent wrestling shows, and great human being, Tiff.
Thank you.
So thank you for, always thinking of me, putting me out there, Jimmy J and the brand, and Kyle.
Yeah, what's up?
Thank you so much for inviting me on here.
No worries, guys. If you're new to the show, this is where myself and Tiff have kind of started this venture here that we're going to be kind of interviewing and kind of roundtable discussioning with other members of the wrestling community out there. Bring them on the show, let you guys know what they're all about if you didn't know some things about certain people in the wrestling community, and then we just do this. We just freelance this thing. We had a really good time with Darren and These Wolves. It went really good. We had a lot of good feedback from it, so we're going to continue this until we get bored of it. Right, Tiff?
Oh, I hope not. I don't want to get bored of it. I'm already having a good time. I don't know.
Hey, as long as you're laughing, EVP of Giggles, and we know we are having a good time here.
That's all that matters. I think what's funny is that when me and Jimmy finally met in person, it was funny. I was walking to the bar, and all of a sudden I hear "Heartbreak Chick." I think the most funniest thing is that I never know which name I'm going to be called by somebody. So it's and then the funny thing is that every name that was given to me was not up from me. Somebody has given me that name. So it's so funny that you were Heartbreak Chick, because Kyle was the one that gave me that name. And it's just really always entertaining to go to these independent shows, and then I don't know which name is coming out from somebody.
I might get a new one. Who knows?
I don't know. I might. I mean, there are a lot of. There's even more names that I just don't want to even say because I'm sorry, Kyle. It might be an hour.
I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be the intro is gonna be an hour long just by reading the list of names here. You're gonna be like Jericho in that big list. It's just gonna be all of your nicknames.
We're gonna go to commercial break.
Yeah.
EVP Giggles.
It's
Queen of the Indies.
the list of names is bigger than the list of husbands around here.
And that about wraps it up, folks.
That's a shock.
Shut up.
Well, if Mr. Anthony Gangone is watching this right now, first and foremost, people don't know this, but I conducted an interview that never was recorded right before this.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm sorry about that again. And secondly, Gangone, you're number one, buddy.
Yep, that's it.
You're number one on that husband's list. I mean,
He knows.
prestigious title.
He knows. And then we had him on Under the Ropes for a second time recently too, and he was a little salty at me that I took him off for number one for a little bit, but then everything was like going wrong. Like everything was going wrong, and I was like, the stars are not aligned. I was like, he lost his belts like after I removed him, and like it was just it was very, I know, like really bad, man.
No, I gotta ask a serious question right now. What made him fall to number 3?
Oh.
We had it. You know what?
Hard-hitting questions.
Alex Zane's gorgeous blue eyes at GCW when me and Queen of Any met him in person. That was it. I was suckered in with the blue eyes.
You hear that, Gangone? It was the eyes. They don't lie, okay?
Oh, he's got gorgeous eyes too. Let's not talk smack around
Just
here.
get some contacts. You'll be all right. Color contacts. You'll be all right.
Doesn't matter. He'll be all right. I mean, Gangone is the GOAT, and that's it. So like I say, that's it. He's staying at number 1. Every other number on the list of husbands is up for grabs. You never know when it's going to change. And my list, everybody makes fun of me because it's constantly changing. So, do you have a list? Do you have a list of wives? Like, do you have a top 3 list of wives?
Hold on, let me check if my wife is watching. Okay. Well, with that being said, right now, I don't know if she's one of the individuals. But anyway, no, I do. And all of those individuals are my lovely wife right now. But no, honestly, there's a couple of very attractive female wrestlers out there. I know you're trying to get this out there. So here it is, folks. Okay. Scarlett.
Oh, okay.
Okay, definitely on my list. Shout out to Killer Cross. I don't know how you did it, buddy, but you did it. You did a great job.
Correction, she's just Scarlett now.
Oh, excuse me.
They've shortened her name. Yep, like typical fashion.
Yeah, typical WWE. Yeah,
and Karrion Kross is his name.
Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
So this is WWE infamous for doing this, but excuse me, Karrion Kross, you did a hell of a job, buddy. Scarlett definitely on the top of that list. If you look at indie though, if you look at the indie scene right now, I gotta say Brandy Lauren is up there.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful, yeah.
Danny Jordan even.
Yeah.
Who else do we have on that list? I mean, there's a lot of great. Listen, I think everybody's beautiful in their own way. So, to be honest with you, everybody can get on that list.
There you go.
It's a serious thing. The list of husbands, the list of wives.
Speaking of podcasts, gotta talk about some podcasts here. You're from A Shot of Wrestling podcast. What's that all about? What do you guys do on that podcast? Because everyone and their mother has a wrestling podcast now. So what do you guys do on your podcast?
Well, I mean, first of all, it was A Shot of Wrestling. They got the A out, so now it's just Shot of Wrestling.
Oh, Shot of Wrestling. Okay.
Shot of Wrestling now, but listen, we just, I gotta say this: the group of individuals that took me under their wings, if you will, in A Shot of Wrestling. Shout out to Green Man, MJP, Hollywood Mark Swan. These guys are just great human beings, first and foremost. And secondly, they're diehard wrestling fans. They're very passionate about what they do. And I think that they have the most well-rounded podcast out there. They talk about, latest news. They talk about some hot topics. They talk to some of the talent, some of the indie wrestling talent.
Nice.
They do a lot of these interviews. I think this week coming out is going to be Rhett Titus from ROH. They interviewed. So that's going to be a good one. They had a recent one with, if you go back and listen to it, with Vicious Vicky. Tremendous interview. She has a crazy backstory, so I urge everybody to go listen to that. Also, Ruthless Lala, another thing that threw me off. Another great interview with her. So, they're just constantly expanding, but they're a group of people that they support indie wrestling. They support all wrestling and anybody that's out here doing a podcast. Like you said, everybody's doing something out here, and they want to support everybody.
Right.
As long as they're, positive, because there's a lot of negativity on social media.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
The wrestling community on Twitter is, it's definitely an interesting thing to look at and to read on Twitter. And some days I'm just going like, some days it's more filled with negativity. Then you log on some days and there's just so much positivity. You're like, damn, like I don't even want to get off today. But yeah, it's definitely a mixed bag. But it's good that we have a lot of wrestling podcasts out there that like to stick to the positive side rather than just all negative all the time, and it gets bland after a while. It's definitely awesome like that. But that's cool. I didn't know that. So I knew of Shot of Wrestling. I've seen a lot on Twitter. I didn't know the full story, so now I got that. That's awesome, and I'm glad more people out there probably know more about Shot of Wrestling. But that's cool. That's sweet.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great reviews, definitely. But it's nice to like you said, like there is a lot of negativity, but it is nice to focus on the positivity, and I love the fact, again, like with Shot of Wrestling, that you get to interview a lot of these wrestlers, and especially in BCW, which I will make an appearance when we all go back to
whatever that is. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm over here. I'm sorry. I don't know. I was gonna actually wear the mask on the show, but I didn't know if you can track Corona right through social media stuff. I decided to opt out and then just go with my regular face right here. So
no, I definitely have to make my way to BCW. BWF is a big promotion that I love very, very much, and you guys over there do commentary for BWF as well. So that's so cool. I know I got sat on by Chris Steeler at the last show, so I had a very fond memory at the last BWF.
I mean that's definitely a memory you're gonna remember for the rest of your life.
He's number 2 on the list of husbands. Ooh.
Somebody get this lady an air condition. Okay.
He's number 2.
Get her a towel. She's sweating over here.
Yes.
Jesus.
He's hot.
Is
Shit.
Dan going still number 3?
He's 1.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, I don't even know where the freaking list
he's gonna.
anymore.
She wants to get inside the house again going, but anyway. With that being said, there it is.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
They're doing a census right now, so I don't know exactly how many people reside in the house again.
Yeah.
I know
Me
Tiff
either.
is at least you, so we at least have 2 people inside the house.
I'm done. I can't. Oh, yeah,
That's
Kyle's
fantastic.
I don't think anybody takes my list serious anymore because it's constantly changing. But I don't know, man. Like with the pandemic going on and stuff like that, and the people posting thirst traps like crazy. It's woof. Like you guys are killing me. This is why I have to rearrange my list, the husband list, because even Lucky 13 at the gym kills me. Oof.
Speaking of thirst trap, maybe not exactly a thirst trap, but you guys see what's going on with Velveteen Dream right now?
Oh, I know.
Oh my God. That poor guy. Because I know that's fake. That is fake.
I don't know about that.
What do you think?
I don't know about that because there's audio, there's pictures of it. Okay,
like the audio. What did the audio say?
Audio.
There was.
I thought this was a DM.
No, yeah, it was in the DM. There was a DM that
anyone could do a voice though. Come on.
No, it was from his actual Twitter account in the DM.
Yeah, but Tiff, did you see that the verified symbol was a fake symbol?
No.
It was cut off.
No.
Yes.
Someone
zoomed in, Tiff, and in the bottom part, the point is not. It's cut off. You can easily copy that picture from Google and post it.
No, because there was a screenshot of on the iPhone, and it showed the whole thing. It showed the DMs, right, and it showed the audio. It showed the whole thing.
There are these things that they're called graphic designers, and they're very, very good if they want to blow something out of proportion here.
No, I don't know. It's just very weird. It was one thing with the picture, and then but to see the audio of him supposedly asking kid where does he go to school. So, I actually heard the audio for that as well. I gotta find
take Velveteen Dream to be that stupid.
There's a lot of
stupid out there.
Jesus Christ! I mean, including you're talking to one right now because I didn't record the damn interview. That's beside the point. But yeah, I'm still distraught about that. But yeah, back to Velveteen Dream, folks. You never know what to expect when it comes to the wrestling anymore. Especially nowadays with this pandemic going on right now. You got people thinking crazy.
Yeah.
It's upsetting to hear You don't know what's true, what's not, But if there's audio, if there's actually proof, then that's a serious issue.
I'm gonna have to go and see the audio or listen to it because I didn't see anything about audio when I was looking at it. Yeah. I only seen pictures and there's this one guy who like broke it down to like a science. He like zoomed in and then he did a side-by-side picture of the one from Google where it's a fake check mark, and he's like, this matches up to the check mark because it's cut off at the bottom of the check mark, and if it's an actual verified symbol, it would be higher quality and it would be a full-on like the points would be full all the way around, and if you go and look at it, it's cut. The one point at the bottom is cut off. So so this guy broke it down pretty good. I'm like, okay, maybe this was set up,
Well, because, like the feed that I saw yesterday, it was like the full thing, and it wasn't cut.
Can't you see a phalange and be like, "Yep, that's Velveteen Dream"? Like, how do you know that's that? That's
just really weird that, like I said, like the audio was there as well, and it sounded just like him. So it's just really weird and creepy. But
a lot of good voice actors out there.
No, like it's sad if that's again. I mean, I don't want to go too deep into that because it's like, again, like I said, it's hit or miss because it's like, is it fake? Is it true? Is it whatever?
I guess you never miss, huh?
Hey,
hey, come on, hey, what you doing, Kyle? Hey,
yeah.
Canadian.
Have you been to Canada? Have you?
I actually
Canada, not Canada.
I've been to Canada. I've been to Niagara Falls. 1995. I remember going there. I was on this boat. And I had to wear a poncho. You go under the waterfall.
Made the mist.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. I mean, but then, spending a couple of days in Canada, I wanted to dive off into the waterfall. I wasn't a fan. I'm joking. That was a great time I had.
Believe it or not, we actually have a pointed rock at the edge of the falls that we named the diving board because it's sad to say, but it's the top suicide spot in Niagara Falls. And Dave named it the diving board.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, but your May the Mist trip is interesting now because that used to be part of the Canadian side, May the Mist. Was it not too long ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, they've actually migrated. Now they run off the American side. Canada now has their own boat company that came in for the United States. So now there's 2 boats that go out every 15 minutes. So one boat, then the other boat comes back, and they switch all day long. So May the Mist runs from the Niagara Falls, New York side. We have a company called Hornblower that runs from our side.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like something you're gonna hear, like whistleblowers. Like,
yeah.
It sounds just like a snitch or something like that. We got the hornblower. What'd he do? He jumped off the boat.
Yeah. So I used to work. So believe it or not, I worked for Hornblower for the first 3 years that it was open. I was a security guard there, and it was
really.
It was like people were like, "Where do you work?" I'm like, "Hornblower." They're like, "Where?" And they're like, "The Hornblower." That sounds thick. They would make it seem like I was making it up. I'm like, I kid you not. Like, for the first 2 years, like, people had no idea that was even a boat. And the cool thing was, we have these there's 2 of them. There's 2 giant twin catamaran boats. And they're actually the only boat. The American side can't do this. This boat goes out at night and has a booze cruise. It's a 45-minute cruise at night that go underneath the fireworks over the falls.
Oh, that's hot, man.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm taking
every
a trip.
night?
Every night.
Oh, man. I'm coming.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm taking a trip. Let's go.
Yeah, you dock off at, I think it's like 8:45, or you leave like 5 to 9 and you come back at like 9:45 after the fireworks are all done. Something like that. Or it's
not bad.
Yeah. it's a pretty good cruise. And I remember like going on it, like they would have like free like little finger food, and there's a bar on board, and you can just it's awesome. You still get to get those little ponchos if you want to put it on, because at night you can't really tell where the mist is coming from because it's so dark. Yeah. But it's really cool. It's a really cool thing to do, like underneath the fireworks too. It's really sweet.
They do a lot of that here in New York as well. Ray just broke me in chat. He goes, in the UK, hornblower means something totally different.
What does a hornblower mean in the UK, lad? I don't think that's like.
I mean,
that's like Irish, right? Dad? And I'm a little bit Irish.
We won't delete the comment in YouTube. So Ray, if you want to let us know, let us know. That's up to you, there, bud. But
there it is.
Yes, Tiff. Actually, Hornblower has a boat in New York.
Yes. But there's so many like booze cruises out here in New York, Long Island, New York, all over the place.
Look it up. Hornblower, New York. They actually have a couple of boats out there.
All right.
I'm gonna look it up next
Yeah.
time I go to Canada, whenever that's gonna be again. Whenever
Yeah.
they might just shut down the border for us with all this stuff going on right now. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
They don't want us
And
crazy.
the wall might be built over here this time.
Yeah, the U.S. is trying to get to Canada because nobody wants to be here. Trump over here. I don't know what's happening. I don't follow politics. I don't trust any politician. But man, it's getting weird over here, and people might be coming up to you, Kyle.
if we let them in.
Oh man. So what kind of wrestling you've been watching to keep busy during now? Like, what do you been watching?
Myself?
Yeah.
Well, I've been actually I'm still working Monday to Friday.
Oh,
so
good
I've been busy with that. Here and there, it's tough watching the no audience shows. And I'm sorry to cut off because my dog is crying right here.
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna let him out. I'm sorry. I know we're live, pal. I know.
That's okay.
We're live. There you go, baby. Come on.
Bring the dog out.
The dog is safe. He's good.
Yes.
All right. Folks, back to what I was saying. Now we resume this show over here. So yeah, I've been just watching a little bit of the old stuff on WWE Network. A lot of the Attitude Era stuff. Some of the old like 80s events. SummerSlam '89 I watched the other day.
Ooh, nice.
Some of the old WWE material. AEW, I've been trying again. I've been just actually busy doing the BCW stuff. It's been hard to watch the no audience shows, and I just been keeping up with the news though. So,
what's your opinion on that? Because I brought it up on the last All Elite podcast. I was like, you know what? Like I've been appreciating what they're doing for what they have right now, and I love like they're getting creative with putting the wrestlers at ringside to kind of simulate some sort of crowd. What's your take on that? Like to me right now, I've enjoyed it to a point now where I'm starting to miss the crowds even more, and it's starting to affect certain things they're doing on TV. Like the Orange Cassidy thing they had this week would have been 3 times better if there was an actual crowd, and I think they should be saving that for crowds rather than kind of giving that. I know like they kind of have to because they have nobody there else to, like they're going to run out of matches. But it's just, to me, it does suck because that deserves such a crowd reaction to it. Like, what's your take on these, like, empty, even, like, WWE's doing it. Like, what's your take on these, like, empty arena things?
Well, I feel like the show has to go on. So, they got to do it. They got to do something here. So, it is what it is right now. I appreciate it. Like you said, I appreciate them doing the show. And they're doing, I guess, the best they can. I think AEW is 100% top in WWE with these no audience shows. Just having, like you said, some of the other guys and girls in the crowd simulating like an audience.
Yeah, why don't they do that? They have more personnel probably there than AEW does. Why don't they do something like that? I really don't get why they don't take that idea. I know it's going to come down to the stubborn old man he's like, no, AEW's doing that. That's not my idea. I can't do it.
I'm not doing that, damn it.
It's not good shit.
Like this.
It's not good shit at all.
Exactly. That's not good shit at all. We're just going to have people cut promos that can't really cut promos with no crowds. I mean, it was rough watching some of these promos. And I was like, I also feel like, why did he even have the microphone in the ring if there's no audience? I mean, just talking to the camera. Right. It's going to pick it up anyway. It's like, there's nobody there.
Yeah, you notice, the AEW's never done in-ring promos. All the stuff in-ring has been matches. Any promo work has been done through vignettes and backstage stuff. So
right. Hey, they've been killing it with the vignettes. I got to be honest with you. I enjoyed that one for with Jake Roberts' protege.
Yeah. Man. Oh, that's been so good. That's been so good.
Yeah.
So good.
So WWE needs to pick it up. They need to do something here. I mean, going back to what we've seen at Mania with the cinematic matches, and there's a lot of people out here that knock that kind of match. But right now, you got to improvise. You got to get creative. And I think if they incorporate that a little bit more, don't overuse it. It has to be done right and done with the right people.
Yep.
I think you have something that's gold right now. And, even when we get back those crowds, they're going to appreciate that kind of match. Like you look at Undertaker, AJ, I would love to see Undertaker and Sting, in a match like that. Like guys that can't really go anymore in the ring. And you still make them look as if they're in their prime with that kind of match. So that's something I think they should incorporate. But overall, man, it's been a positive that they have shows still going on.
Yeah. Definitely. So like I like asking this question because it was a fan question that we had asked. Like, so with AEW, because me and Kyle obviously support AEW big time on the network, but if there was like one particular match that stands out to you that if you would get like a casual fan, like maybe like a WWE fan or someone who's never watched wrestling before, what match would you recommend to them to watch to come over to AEW?
That's tough because
there's a lot.
I mean, it's a lot of there is.
Yeah.
It's only been a year.
I know, but it's not even a year on TV either. Like that's it's crazy.
I would have to say, because of the storytelling in this match that I've seen with Cody and Dustin.
See, everybody.
Yeah, I cannot forget that match and it's the Crimson Mask. I can't forget the story that they told in the ring.
We may get
match
2.
About.
We may get the rematch.
Yeah, we were talking about that this week.
I hope.
The TNT tournament might come down to Cody and Dustin again, and if they're ending it next week, they're going to have 2 or 3 weeks to build. And they're going back to live TV the first week of May. It's been announced.
Oh, wow.
So they've cut all the tapings up. Like they're going to show all the tapings up to next week, and then the week after they're going back to live TV. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Dude, your Canadian accent just came out right there. But yeah, it is. It's going to be interesting. It's going back. It's going back to live TV. No, man, it's awesome, Kyle. I love it, man. Keep doing it. Keep going. But, yeah, they are going back to TV, which is, for me, that's news. I didn't know that. I can't wait till we go back to audience, But, going back to your point, like, damn, there's just so many great talent in AEW that it's like I don't think it would be a bad match like to promote. I mean, I love what Santana and Ortiz have been doing with the Inner Circle as well. The whole Inner Circle. Jericho, forget about it, man. Jericho is like he's in his prime now.
Again.
He's like 50, yeah. It's like his third run in his prime. Oh, no. Some said Jericho was in his prime in the late 90s. Oh, no, in mid-2000, like 2010. Oh, now Jericho's back in his prime. The guy doesn't age.
Nope.
Okay? La champion, a little bit of that bubbly. That's it, baby. That's it. I have a little salute right here. I didn't even drink it yet. Guys, I'm not a drinker, but it's the weekend. Got a little bit of the vino.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to drink on that. That's a little later on. But I'm telling you, man. And Cabernet, people, if you're wondering what that is Cabernet. That is a nice Italian wine. It goes great with a nice meal, like maybe chicken parmesan if you're overseas. Or maybe if you want a little chicken franchise with linguine, whatever.
Right.
It's up to you. Okay, whatever floats your boat. But
I have to add this to the AEP cookbook.
Oh,
seriously,
yeah, I seen your cookbook before, man. You got about 7 or 8 recipes over there. I'm gonna add a recipe. Jimmy J's Sunday sauce.
Okay.
First, you start out. You gotta get the garlic. You throw the garlic in there, the olive oil. You throw the basil in there. You smell it. The whole house smells it all.
Thank you.
Forget about
see,
it.
Tiff? You see, Tiff? This thing's gonna be huge. I'm telling you.
It's break it. and then you got whoa. Stop this each. Hold on. Then you got to throw in the sauce with the tomatoes. I got whole tomatoes. Put a little bit in a blender. Bing. The oregano. Can't forget the oregano. And for flavor, folks, you got to throw in some pig's feet. Throw in the pork. I'm telling you, little pork Peugeot, beef Peugeot, the sauce, sausage, meatballs. Here's a secret recipe. I know I'm on a roll right now. We're talking food. Kyle, you got me on a. Forget about it. When it comes to my loves in life, you got my wife. I have wrestling, and then you have food, people. Food, which food might be number 1, but anyway, don't tell anybody else today. So, you're talking about meatballs here, right? Pause. You want to make them proper? You get the chopped meat. Yeah, Tiff is gone. She's out of here.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Okay, you get the garlic. You get onions, and here's the key: you take the onion on the grater, right? The cheese grater, and you grate in the onions. But you take 3 slices of white bread. You take the ends off. You put them in the bowl, and let the juice of the onion soak into the bread, and you put that in the meatballs. And you bake them for about 20 minutes. I'm telling you right now. I promise you, my man.
I'm gonna be doing this.
So fucking good.
People might think I'm kidding. I'm actually gonna be taking this recipe, and I'm actually gonna do that. I'm actually gonna try this.
Fair. No, dude, I'm telling you, man. That's what makes a lot of people put breadcrumb, but sometimes the meatballs get hard. Some people take the insides of the Italian bread out. You can do that, but I take white bread. I take the ends off, and I grate an onion, a couple onions, and it soaks in, and I put it in the meatballs with all the other seasonings, and forget about it, man. You bake it soft. Softer than a baby's ass, I'm telling you.
Everybody makes their sauce different.
SAWFT, soft.
That's it.
We're gonna have to do a cooking channel next or whatever like that.
Boy.
Cooking with the no holds barred.
I see my man Hollywood Schwan over here. He joined the group.
Yes.
Yeah, we need a cooking show with Jimmy J. You're right, Schwan. We just said
I love it. You know, it's funny. I know you're familiar with Nimrod, and he did one day. He made banana bread, and I got so excited that he started putting these videos on Facebook. It's like maybe like a couple minutes long of him, you know, cooking and baking. And he says he doesn't cook, he doesn't bake, so he started doing it. And I was like, this needs to be a thing. I was like that. Like every week you have to post. He's like, done. So now he's been posting videos. He legit bought this crazy pink cooking apron, and I lost my mind. And then he bought a mitten, and it had a face. So I was dead. I was like, I love this. Like, this is what the quarantine is doing to everybody lately with everybody. But I'm like loving like the little things. Like, these are the things that have to keep us sane during this quarantine. So like, I really appreciate it, and I would love to see more stuff like that with some, you know, giggles and all that shit. So
you know what? I'm doing it. I don't care. When next time I'm cooking, I'm gonna do the meatball recipe right on there, right? I'm gonna edit it. Boom. I'm gonna post up. Hopefully, it can get under a minute. It's gonna be hilarious. I promise you. It's gonna be something good. It's gonna be something good. People are gonna be making them like this. Forget about it.
Yep.
it's true. Creativity is key. Bada bing, bada boom. Like,
That's it. Real Sky in the room. How you doing? Enzo, I can't do the little dance right here. I can't do the fucking.
Oh boy.
That's it. It's getting real, folks. You got Jimmy J over here on the show. We're going to talk food. Look, and I'm not even lying to you, folks. You've seen the vino right here. You've seen the red Cabernet Sauvignon. I can't even pronounce it. That sounds like Jericho right there. And then we got, look at this pizza. You think I'm lying, folks.
Oh,
and that's
nice.
Elio's Pizza. That's not, and it's a shame.
that is a shame to an Italian. That is a shame, but I do it too, so it's okay.
I had to throw it back a little bit, folks. Oh, man, Trump Daddy in the house. I see you on here.
I'm
done. The craziest thing? Look, Elio's my man. It's throwback. I see you, Schwan. The craziest thing, folks, here's the crazy thing. I didn't even take a sip of wine. This is me.
This is him. This is him. I have so much.
I love it, Michael. Sorry, I hate JBL. I don't know why I just quoted him.
I am done. See, this is why I always say, like, you need like this energy at independent shows. Never mind the fact of like your AEW, WWE shows, but I mean, because you also work so much in the independent scene as well. But you know, it kills me so much when the crowd is dead. So I'm sure you feel the same way that I do, but like, I mean, we were having a ball, you and me, and even when we were like in the bar, we were so loud. We were taking drunken photos at one of the last shows that we went to.
That's I don't know what happened at the last show, but I can promise everybody out there that it'll never happen again.
Nice.
I did the moonwalk. I did the sprinkler. I don't know. I made up new dances. Yo, listen, my man Kyle.
Did you do the shopping cart?
I can't. No, listen, dude. I never did. I did the lawnmower. You had to start it up and keep going like this, and then once it started, you just walk with it. Yeah. Just walk with it. Do the lawnmower. Yeah, Mark. That's it. It's all energy, baby. I see you in there in the comments.
He is all energy. Yep. That's why I said, like, and then when I did the interview, when I did the 5-minute of fame with him, it wound up turning into like a 28-minute conversation.
Thank you, Everything Pro Wrestling.
What about you guys ever see the movie Knocked Up with Seth Rogen and the other girl? You know the one scene where like he's dancing with the girl, but he's only doing the one dance move that's like the shaking of the dice and then letting it go, and he's doing it that's all he's doing. His friends like he's doing that move a little bit too much.
Dude, I have to create new moves because it's like, okay, I can only do the sprinkler and the lawnmower so much. I had to do the shovel. There's no way I'm doing the worm because I ain't getting on the floor. I can't do that, man. It's gonna look like the slug. It's not gonna be the worm. And what is he doing? What the fuck is that, Jimmy? Come on, get up. Are you all right?
Oh, you knew my boy Scotty too hotty worm?
Yeah, I can't do the worm. No, I'm telling you, I do the slug.
No, the slug.
I can't. I don't have that little pop up. You know, I can't do it. It doesn't happen. I don't know if it's the upper body strength or if it's my just remarkable keg. Six-pack on my lower stomach right now.
I'm like begging in the chat. Mark said he said that he's gonna take you out when all this is over. Like, I want to come too. Like, I bring out the energy.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's it.
We're gonna go party. Kyle, you have to take a flight down to New York. Again, you gotta come hang out with us.
Yeah, my nice quick flight.
The borders, you gotta swim, buddy. I'm sorry. you gotta get your Michael Phelps on.
He can be here in 45 minutes, man. That's how quick the flight is from him to me. Like, it's that crazy. Like, he's like up in the air, then phew, he's landing. Like, seriously. So it's not even, it's crazy that he's like a 13-hour drive from me, but then he's like a 45-minute flight.
Yeah, we talked about that last show. I was like, I talked about like getting in the coach, and I'm like, man, this is comfortable. And it was like, I looked at my watch, I'm like, oh, there's like 20 minutes left in this flight.
You're just getting comfortable. It's like, all right, people, we're gonna be landing right now.
It's like, no, you guys didn't even come around with the food yet.
You don't want the food, man. Airplane food. Forget about it.
Yeah.
No, it's like you didn't even like crack open your drink and pour it in with the ice and everything, and like just when you're about to sip.
The hand
What are you,
took it
first
back.
class? Drink first class. I mean, damn, the last time I've been on a plane, which I'm terrified of planes, folks. That is a fact about Jimmy J. I hate planes. I'll tell you in a moment why. But I got on the plane going down to Disney in Florida, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, drinks. I mean, number one, you could die of thirst before the stewardess comes to you. And then when they do come to you, it's like, all right, I had a choice, I remember, of like a juice or water or something. I'm like, let me get the water, and the water was horrible. I'm like, how can you mess up water?
This ain't water.
I don't understand that.
This ain't
I don't
water.
understand. Where did they get the water from? I don't understand. It's like, even tap water in New York is great. I mean, whatever water they gave me, it looked like they took it right out of the goddamn toilet bowl. I don't know. But that's what I do remember. But anyway, it's fine. I get down to Florida. Again, I'm terrified. I don't know what you're talking about. You get drinks on the plane. Again, that has to be first class. Kyle, I'm telling you, buddy, get down here one way or another. I will not be taking planes because I seen the movie Final Destination. This is
Oh, man.
Okay, no, listen.
I'm scared of that
out
movie.
there saying, Jimmy, it's only a movie. Let me tell you something, okay? I watched this movie the night before 9/11. True story.
Oh,
right?
no.
Dude, true story. I was sitting on the couch like this.
Yeah.
My eyes, I was watching. I was like, oh, man, I told my mother I was nervous. I said, man, plane's going to crash tomorrow. And this is going back to 2001, obviously, 9/11, day before 9/11. I turned on the radio in the room, and that same damn song from John Denver came on.
Oh,
that
my God.
Colorado, right? I still remember it.
Yeah.
The song came on. Man, I was shitting, okay? So I get up the next day, and I'm already nervous, and bang, 9/11 happened. And I said, I'm not getting on a plane. Yeah. I'm not doing this. And eventually I got on a plane again, but it's horrible, man. God rest everybody's soul who passed away in 9/11. It was a terrible day. Yeah. But that movie scarred me. Even when I watch it this day, I get nervous.
Yeah, because that's the one thing I wanted to do, and I totally forgot about it while I was there. Which I'll have to do next time is go to the site and go to the monument.
Oh we talked about it. I didn't want to take you down there because it was eerie as hell.
Okay. I still want to see it though.
Yeah. Bye.
I'll go by myself. I'll take a cab.
Session right now.
Here's a Metro card.
I'll take a cab. It's okay.
No, here's the card. Here's the map. You'll be good. All right. No. I took a friend that came visited me from outside of New York, and she was like, "This is the only thing I want to see. I want to pay my respects." And I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "I haven't been down there since after so I didn't even know what it looked like."
That's understandable for you, for you guys that live there in New York, right? For me as a tourist, I'm like, go take pictures and
It's weird me being kid and being in the towers and everything like that, remembering when I went school trips and shit like that, and then walking down there even when I was my late teens and early 20s going down. Then when the when it happened, I remember walking the bridge and watching it go down. It's just so for New Yorkers, it's very eerie for us, and you get this eerie feeling walking around there. So it's I did pay my respects when I went with my friend down there, but it's not really somewhere that I would like to take somebody in New York. You want to show Times Square, you want to show all these things, and when Kyle was here, I took him all over Long Island, Queens, Brooklyn, I took him all over Manhattan.
Yeah.
You know what I found eerie, and it wasn't when I was down there with you, Tiff. This was back when I went down to New York in high school. It's weird. I found eerie because at the time I was kind of actually I think I was doing a school project on the Beatles. But we went near the John Lennon place where he got shot, and I found that eerie as hell. I was I had chills for whatever reason. That was probably because I was doing the project and I was getting into the Beatles a lot at that time.
Yeah.
So remember going by there and going like, ooh, like I was like, no.
But listen, I believe in all that. I believe in like spirits and stuff. We're not going to get into this conversation because
this is a wrestling podcast.
It's a wrestling. Somebody's like, you know what? What the hell are they talking about? We're supposed to be talking about wrestling.
People on the go are like, come on, get to some wrestling already.
Portable water on flights. Jimmy's doing weird dances I've never seen before. This is outrageous. No holds barred. Yeah, this is no holds barred. Okay, no nothing barred on this conversation, folks.
Here's I got a wrestling question.
Okay.
Favorite wrestler? Go.
Oh, God. It's loaded. Jesus Christ. Loaded. Wait, favorite wrestler? Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's hence the hat tell. Right here.
I was going to.
Right
Mark
there.
said Darius Carter.
Well, you know what? I gotta correct my statement right here, right now, because it is Mr. Darius Carter. It's going to have to be Mr. Carter right now, because if he hears it, he'll be like, Jimmy, how dare you? I don't know, Mr. Carter, I'm terribly sorry. I apologize. But, yeah, Mr. Carter, if you look at him, I don't know if you've ever seen him in action, Kyle.
Yeah.
This is an individual. Number one, he's the BCW World Champion. And he holds that title, man, very well. And I don't think there's a style out there like his right now. I mean, it's very old school, methodical. I said this many a times. He just likes to focus in on one body part and just pick it apart. It baffles me how this man is not signed right now in any organization.
I don't like the guy, but I would compare that to maybe like when JBL was WWE champion for that long time, and he kind of brought an old school style to when he was WWE champion. He would always manipulate one part of you, and I think he was that kind of WWE champion. So in a way, maybe he's a little bit different, but I'd have to see this Mr. Darius Carter. Sorry,
I just had him on Under the Ropes, and it was such a great conversation. And it went like for an hour and a half, and me and Ray had to do a part 2 with him because there was still a lot of questions that we wanted to through with him that we didn't get a chance to have a conversation with him. But yeah, he is really good in the ring. And everywhere he goes, he brings the championship belt. He had it on the podcast recently as well. So so Jimmy, since again, like you're in the independent scene as well, since since Kyle is not known, like I work with so many damn people, I couldn't.
Since Ray, John, James, what's his name?
You.
Number one, number two, who? You? Yeah, you. Not only you. You. You're good. No, Tip. No, you're better than good. You're great. You got a gift, my friend. No. You made me feel like, I mean, come on. You got a gift. No. Continue. I want to hear. I'm all ears.
All right. So if you could recommend, so we're going to do a Darius Carter match. All right. And then I want you, okay. So if there's one match off the top of your head that Darius Carter was in to like recommend for Kyle to watch, or our viewers that are not familiar, that, since me and Jimmy J are very big into the independent scene, which match would you recommend everybody to watch with him?
Oh man, any match.
No, that's not the answer.
Any match.
That's the answer,
Darius
Tiff.
Carter. The answer, the answer is Darius Carter. Okay? So, any match with Mr. Darius Carter is going to be suitable and I'll bring in. But I'll tell you one good match if you want to go back. Okay? If you want me to pick one.
Yeah.
Darius Carter and Eric Jaden. Last year, I forgot the event. It might have been Fight for 3. I'm not sure. But go back. You can look on the BCW archive. Darius Carter, Eric Jaden. I believe I showed this match recently in its entirety on one of the latest Curtain Call episodes that I do weekly with them. So if you go back and watch that and watch this match, you'll see. It's just Carter, man.
He's very good.
He doesn't have to do a lot, man. And this is what it is. Like, there's people, and with all due respect, I love AEW, but there's a lot of talent in AEW that, I mean, they do just some phenomenal maneuvers. And they're insanely athletic. All right, the acrobatics are real. But how much of that can you do? And how long can you do it for? I mean, you don't want to risk your health and put your body on a line like that. So eventually, you're going to have to go back to the basics, the foundation. And the foundation, that is what Mr. Darius Carter is all about. Mm-hmm. And, you watch his match, and you watch how the fact that just the way he strikes you, the way he kicks you, the way he talks, his mannerisms, and how he plays to the crowd. It's not a lot of people doing it right out there, man. And much respect to him. And also much respect to, going back to that match, Mr. Eric Jaden. Eric Jaden is a wrestler. I think it's another underrated wrestler. He's been in the game for quite some time, and he hasn't got his credit yet, man. He pulled off a Canadian Destroyer in that match. Couple crazy maneuvers I never would have thought he could pull off in that match, and he did. And, he plays to the crowd very well. Incredible character. So go back and watch that one. I recommend that.
So again, like in the indie scene, since we said Darius Carter, like if again, like another fan who is not familiar with the independent scene, what would just be like any wrestler, what match would you recommend to somebody?
Which match? Oh, like any wrestling match?
Like any independent scene. Like if you would like want to bring somebody to start watching the independent scene, what match, like I said, because Kyle's not very deep into the indie scene, we are. So like, what match would you recommend?
I'm going to tell you the match that put me onto the independent wrestling scene, and that was Anthony Gangone and Joe Gacy, April 22nd, 2017, Elm Core Arena, Corona, Queens, House of Glory World Championship match, main event, street fight.
Jesus.
Yeah, I remember it to the tape. That street fight, incredible match. Folks, go back and watch that. Anthony Gangone is the other guy. If it's not Mr. Darius Carter, it is definitely Anthony Gangone that you need to watch if you want to get put onto independent wrestling. Just an incredible talent. Incredible on the mic as well, just like Darius Carter. And they actually were part of a team at one point in Beyond Wrestling, along with TJ Marconi. So, definitely go check him out. Check out that match. That's what got me hooked.
It's great because it's like we've also had like a lot of these wrestlers that like you brought up on the podcast as well. So they play such a major important role in the independent scene, and like I don't understand how a lot of them are not signed. But at the same time too, like I say, I'm selfish. I don't want them to get signed so I can go bother them.
Yeah,
that's a good question though, Tiff. What match would you choose?
Oh, there's so many.
Or do you have a match? How about this? Do you have a match that you remember watching that turned you to independent wrestling and away from the WWE? It doesn't necessarily have to be in indie. Maybe just like a match outside of WWE that you see.
Match. I mean, shit. There's so many. I mean, every show that I go to, it just keeps getting better and better. The one that always sticks out to me is Gangone versus Amazing Red at House of Glory.
Oh, yes. I remember that one too.
Match. It's such that one. And you know what? Another great match as well. Alex Zane versus Tony Deppen, GCW on 4th of July last year. That was the backyard wrestling match of it. It was such a great match.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's hard like to pick because they're really, again, like I said, I follow so many promotions. There's a lot of great matches. It never ends. But there's always matches that stick out to me. But yeah, those two definitely like always stick out to me.
I have a match. So this was back when I was like full WWE, F anything else. You would hear rumblings of stuff from other companies. You're like, nah, WWE. I was one of those people. I'm like, it's WWE or nothing. So I heard rumblings of this certain match that happened. This was back in 2016, and it was also labeled a spot fest, and it got criticized by a lot of wrestling critiques out there. And when I watched it, I went in with an open mind. I actually very much enjoyed this match, and it was Best of the Super Juniors, May 27th, 2016. Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. That match,
Will Ospreay and Ricochet, that had to be an incredible match.
It was insane. It was the Best of the Super Juniors, and it was May 27, 2016. I had to look it up here, but that was the match that I seen. I'm like, okay, this is actually a pretty sweet match. I'm almost certain it was the Best of the Super Juniors match, unless I'm wrong and it happened somewhere else. But I know it was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and after watching that match, I'm like, okay, so there's some crazy wrestling outside WWE, and it got me into that style of wrestling as well, because you never really would see that in the WWE. They stuck to what they are best at, and you kind of see a glimpse of some sort of match like that in WWE once in a while. And then when NXT came around, it was like that was the norm in NXT. So yeah, that's the match I remember.
What do they got up there, man? What do they got up there for
Canada?
Yeah. What do you guys just like wrestling by the fall over there?
I don't really hear a lot about wrestling up here. I know Winnipeg still got their wrestling schools and stuff. For me, near me, the only wrestling company I've seen a lot come near me was it's called Destiny.
Yeah, Pete? No, Destiny.
Is it called? I think it's called Destiny. I think they've come up here a couple of times. Was it last year? I didn't get to go to it. I wish I had gone. It was the company that Shima wrestles for.
OWE.
Yeah.
I mean, OWE. Yeah.
OWE. Yeah. They came. I think it's like a 40-minute drive from me. They came around, and there's a couple of AEW stars that were wrestling in it as well. And I should have gone, and I couldn't get the time off work. But yeah, it's once in a while something comes around here.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever been in a dungeon?
No,
I don't even know it's still open.
I want to. That's
Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah.
And one of these days, we'll take a road trip up there to go see, because that's what I wanted.
I'm not taking a plane. I'll tell you that much.
All right, road trip. Let's go. Here we go.
I go back on the plane thing because it's not happening, folks. I mean, Jimmy J. I mean, forget about it. I don't know. You're gonna have to drug me to get me on a plane, or maybe a whole bottle of Cabernet might do it. I don't know. Find out.
Oh man.
Eventually, I'm gonna have to get back on one. But anyway, we'll be back on the wrestling because we don't want to segue back into drinks and dancing. And
Why not?
Hey, it's a free for all, I guess here.
Yeah, pretty much. Going back to our, I love it. Oh my God. So I gotta get Kyle more into the independent scene. It's just so great, especially now, like, we have the time, and I definitely want to show Kyle GCW. Are you a fan of GCW, Jimmy, or?
I'm not knocking, any organization. I'm just not, like, I haven't really gotten into it like that because I'm so immersed with what's going on with BCW, BWF as well. There's a lot of other great indie organizations. Outlaw Pro Wrestling, they put on great shows out in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. NYWC as well. They have something out in the island.
Okay.
There's just so many other organizations out here, and I'm trying to, check everybody out, but there's so many. We're just spoiled. I believe somebody else told me this as well. We're just spoiled over here.
We are.
In the Northeast. We got a lot, man. And,
yeah, you guys
it's
do.
total opposite, Kyle. You got to come back. You got to come down here somewhere. Or
Yeah.
at least cross over the border, get into Buffalo. I mean, there's organizations, somewhere, I know, in northern New York, Syracuse or whatnot. But, dude, you got to make it out here when it's a big indie wrestling weekend. We had a lot of those. There was at least one a month. Okay, ICW is another organization.
Oh, I love ICW.
Organization. Yeah. So, so many things happening. And, we also have something else going on, Kyle. It gives people the opportunity to meet some of the talent.
That's right.
We have these watch parties that go on. We have a contract with Buffalo Wild Wings out here in New York. So if you get down here for when we're hosting one of these parties, myself, Shadow Wrestling, it's something special because, you go to a meet and greet and you meet somebody for like 30 seconds to 2 minutes maybe, and that's it. Shake the hand, take a picture, bada bing, bada boom, sign the autograph, you're out of there. Okay? In and out like a robbery. But this gives you the opportunity now to sit down and actually talk to them about wrestling. I mean, the guys are sitting there hanging out with the fans. Talent hanging out with fans for an extended period of time. I mean, really, it only happens at indie shows, and even at indie shows, it's like, 10 minutes or something during intermission, So This is something special, man. So we hope to see you. We hope to see you when everything starts back up again.
For sure, definitely got to try that, man. That sounds awesome. That sounds really like a really good time.
I mean, they do the watch parties, the Shot of Wrestling, because like Mark just brought it up in the chat, and we talked a little bit this on their podcast the other day, is that the watch parties, your watch parties are great, and to have all the wrestlers that day with like BWF, like we were just like sitting there like breaking bread and like hanging out with everybody. It was such a cool experience. So it's another thing as well. So kudos to you guys over there because it's so much fun.
Thank you. And a big shout out to BWF as well. Bronx Wrestling Federation. They came out full force. They had the whole team there. I believe Ace Andrews on your list of husbands.
He is. He's number 4 now. He got pushed, but that's okay.
Oh, come on. He's just too damn good for that list. Come on. Come on. Ace and if he heard you say that, guess what? Him and Cuzzo, they're going to hand you an L. You're taking an L.
They always give me L's. Geez, they gave me a damn moo-moo. They gave me I had the authentic, okay, first shirt of like the wife beater that says "too good" on it, okay, that they hand wrote on it. Like I couldn't even get like a regular female tank top. I got a freaking wife beater with a Sharpie written on it. #too good. Like,
you know why? Because you said you didn't label them your favorite tag team. And that's you're lucky you got a shirt. I mean, you have to say it, otherwise you're getting an L or you're getting a bootleg shirt for that matter.
I can tell them they're my favorite tag team. Ace Andrews was number 2 for a little bit, and like I still get L's. It doesn't matter.
So, are they your favorite tag team? Your number one favorite tag team in the world, Tiff?
Okay, let's go with that.
Oh, okay.
We killed it with the
Well,
that's it. No.
Jimmy, do you have a favorite tag team? I'm just gonna skip over that one. I don't want to touch that one again.
I do. Yeah. And their names, well, it's a faction.
He's
Okay.
right. Yeah, it's a 2-man faction. They're my favorite 2-man faction. That's what they are.
Back to 2, yeah, that's too good a 2-man faction. But my favorite tag team or trio right now is Hollywood Mark Swan on this thing right here, Abel and MJP on the Shot of Wrestling. I got to give them a shout out for that. I enjoy their episodes, man. I really do. I anytime I can, I jump on the podcast. But man, they're fucking awesome. But in ring tag teams right now, nowadays of all time. Which one?
Ooh,
Like,
that's a good question.
Do nowadays.
Let's do nowadays.
Yeah, let's do current.
All
Let's do
time we
current.
could be freaking sitting here all day.
Yeah. Let's
nowadays.
do one like like more like mainstream, and do one in the independent scene.
Okay. All right. So mainstream.
Yes.
Mainstream right now. I do like what the Street Profits are doing. And the Bucks are a good team, man. Bucks are a good team. Lucha Brothers. There's so many. I gotta go with Santana and Ortiz.
Oh, okay. New York boys.
New York blood.
TNT, baby. I gotta go with them. And as far as the independent wrestling scene goes, I gotta go with South Philly's finest. Jimmy the Jet Conway and Luca Brasi. My paisans from Philly over there. If you haven't seen them, if you haven't heard of them, please check them out. South Philly's finest. Incredible shtick they got going on, little gimmick. So I enjoy their work. Also, East Coast Syndicate, another great tag team. Sasuchin Squad. I don't know if you heard of them, Tiff.
Yeah, I do know.
So Dominic DeNaro and Chris Barton, great tag team. But yeah, that would be it for the indie scene.
Well, for me, it's right now number one. There's a strong number 2 fighting for number 1 on mine. But number 1 for me is the Undisputed Era in NXT, and especially Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, or Red Dragon, that they used to be called. Those two are sweet. I love what those two have had classic after classic match on takeovers. Man, they're so freaking good. I absolutely love them. I love like the logo. I love the song. I love the wrestling. Like Undisputed, I don't think anyone's gonna top it. But coming in at a strong second and fighting for that number 1 spot are my boys right now, Private Party in AEW.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Private Party, yeah, man.
Those are my boys. Yeah. I love them to death. It's like
they're phenomenal tag team. I knew it when they went HOG, man. They're gonna be somewhere.
Yup. It's funny. The New Yorkers are always gonna stay with the New Yorkers, so I'll always have their back. And Young Bucks are definitely one of my favorites as well too. Because
they're just so good. They're just so, pun intended. They are elite. Like they're literally probably one of the best tag teams in the world. Like they're incredible. And I don't know how sometimes they get a lot of flack, and I really don't see it. Like they are one of the best out there. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's another guy I want to bring up, a singles competitor. I haven't heard a lot about lately, but when I went to a lot of indie shows, his whole performance, even the entrance and everything he had going on, Ken Broadway.
Yeah.
His name I'll throw out there from HOG, man. Cashflow Ken Broadway. You got to look him up, Kyle, if you haven't heard of him. And just, I don't know, something about his whole gimmick, the entrance, the in-ring work as well.
Kyle's seen him at House of Glory when he came down. I took Kyle to House of Glory.
I thought that name sounded familiar.
Yeah. He was, I'm pretty sure, Ray, I think he was at that show because Ray knows better. Ray's like the encyclopedia for that. I think he was at that show that Kyle came.
It sounds familiar.
Show. So he did see Gango and he saw Leroy. He saw
Leroy Green.
He saw LAX. So he has seen, some of the guys when he came to the House of Glory show. So, but Man, there's again, we
Ray, I see you, Ray Squad. There it is.
Yeah. Ken face Phoenix. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. It's there's so
right
much.
Now, everybody's like cash flow Ken Bro, but they're throwing out money with that stimulus check. I don't know. Fucking, and then when it runs out, it's like fucking powder. There's nothing left. Because it's going to run out. $1,200? What is that going to do for people? I'm segueing off of the main topic. We're talking pro wrestling. So I believe I can go on. I can rant, man. I don't want to get on those rants.
Nah, there's so much wrestling. Like, do you find yourself like me, like that it's so hard to pick between promotions of like what to go to? Because like you said, we are spoiled here in like, New York, but even like New Jersey, it's so hard to pick of which show. And I find myself like I get stuck into positions a lot and it sucks, that I have to choose between positions. It's like, okay, I promised this promoter I'm coming, but this show looks more promising.
I'll tell you, I don't mean to cut you off too.
Yeah, go ahead.
If there's no BCW show going on, then I'm seeing what else is happening on the weekend, and there's a lot of times where there's a lot of shows scheduled, maybe 2 or 3 shows scheduled for the same day, and now like you said, you got to pick, and it's tough because like sometimes we have like obligations to be at certain shows because of certain reasons, and it's like, damn, how do I make it to this show and then somehow make it to the other show? And we try to do both, and sometimes we gotta pick, and it's tough. It really is, because there's a lot of great promotions out here in New York, and I think any show that you see in New York, any promotion, independent wrestling promotion, is solid over here in New York City. So big shout out to everybody who's running shows over here. I don't know how it is anywhere else. I mean, I know New York and Jersey, but as far as anywhere else goes, I don't know what kind of shows they're putting on, but I know what we're doing over here is premier. It's top shelf. There's only one shelf, top shelf.
We preach that. I mean, I know like a bunch of other shows, and like I said, that was kind of like my plan for 2020, and looks like that's not happening. Was that I was making a bucket list of promotions I wanted to see outside of New York and New Jersey. I mean, I've already ventured to Pennsylvania, but there's like one in Maine, then there's one in Massachusetts that I want to go to. So I want to make my rounds. Like, that is the goal for the Queen of the Indies over here. But
That's it. Hey, listen, it's good to get out there. You gotta expand. You gotta network. You gotta collaborate. As long as it's with the right individuals. You guys are great. I appreciate you guys. There's sometimes some people that want to do collaborations, and it's like, like Tiff, you were talking about this too the other day. Like, who's this? And like they're a little like sketchy, so you don't know what you want to do. And then there's a lot of negative people out there, and I don't want to be in anything negative, okay? Because there's so many people that bash so many things that's happening in pro wrestling. It's okay to give your opinion, but then it's something different when you just start bashing just to bash and just to be cool, quote unquote, and just to fit in, or just try to make a name for yourself. And it's sickening sometimes, okay? But that's what people do, and some people actually have followings because of that.
Right.
But it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's it. But we try to keep it positive and have fun. Focus on the good stuff around here. We have enough bad, right? I have no time for negativity. It's all about positivity. So I'm gonna go watch wrestling. I'm gonna watch good wrestling. I'm gonna watch what I like, and I'm gonna talk about good stuff that I like. And that's what we've been doing over here. So, but yeah.
I'll tell you who's this. What's that, Mark? I'm reading this right here. Long Island. Mark, reading some of the comments over here. Some people in the chat. Well, first of all, I appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now. To this is all elite right here.
Yeah.
With Kyle, Tiff, myself. I mean, this is platinum. Jesus Christ.
Top shelf.
Top shelf, baby. That's how we're doing it.
I'm coming over with this damn sauce. I want to try.
Listen, you think I'm lying, folks? I'm telling
sauce.
you right now. I'm gonna put the Sunday sauce recipe up there. But besides that, I'm gonna do a live, maybe not a live video. It's gonna get crazy if I go live. I mean, there's gonna be freaking things flying everywhere in the kitchen. Okay, but I'm gonna have this recipe, if you will, like this special meatball recipe that I got. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a little video, maybe hopefully under a minute. I'm gonna post it on Instagram, and I'm telling you, try it. You're not gonna be disappointed, people. That's it.
I'm trying it.
I am. No, I'm not doing it live.
You should do it live.
It's not happening, buddy.
Do it live.
You gotta go all out too, man. You have to go
all out, eh?
Well, you have to
try it. I can't cut onions. I cut the onions. I'm tearing. I'm tearing like I'm watching The Notebook or something like that.
That's like off-camera stuff. You wipe away the tears. You never crying. You never were crying. You don't show the viewers you're crying.
It never happened. Never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can we do this again? We're live now. Like before, man. That's crazy. Yeah, man. So I can't do it live, so forget about that, Schwan. Definitely gonna do it. Oh yeah.
It's
good stuff.
Stuff, man. But yeah.
So we gotta get creative. We're getting creative over here, folks. This is a wrestling podcast, on YouTube, but we're talking about everything.
I think it is. I don't know.
I think so.
Oh yeah, I called it Wrestle Forum. Yeah, true.
So we're just wrestling with different
I thought it
ideas.
was Sauce Forum for a second.
Wrestle with the chop meat. That's how it works. You're wrestling the chop meat and you're pinning the sauce.
I think we just lost 7 people that were just in this chat. That's not. I'm not wrestling.
You want to wrestle with meat? I mean, go ahead. Do what you gotta do, Tiff.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
Hey now. I'm done.
On that note, folks,
Yes, I think that.
ring that bell, taking it home.
Ding ding ding.
Yes, I like the story.
I think that's where it ends. No.
All right, this is a great episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, so.
No, this was fun.
Yeah. No, it was.
This was good.
A good time.
Jimmy, man, thank you so much for coming on, man, being our official second guest here on Wrestle Forum, and we'd love to have you on again for sure, 100%. Now after that, that's ratings worthy right there. Come back on, talk some sauce.
We're gonna have to make another show.
Be
Cooking
a
with,
separate show.
every episode, we get people to come on and cook their favorite recipes or
No holds barred cooking.
Yeah, seriously. Where's that
but you're getting aggressive with the food, right? You got the onion and you're grating it like the cheese
good
grater.
shit.
And then you show highlights of the cheese grater in ECW or some shit with Casanova Valentine, and over here fucking grating the goddamn onion. Look at it, everything's flying around, and then the regular bang,
yeah, it smells great. It's good shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Vince, such good shit. Cut to Vince, then you go back to the kitchen, and there's a little olive oil. You're doing it, just putting the oil. Forget it. I'm telling you, man. It's going to be something special.
And then we're gonna take the what was it? The freshly squeezed mimosas, Kyle.
Yeah, we'll make a couple of the freshly squeezed mimosas. Yeah.
Yo, you know what I was thinking about doing? Another side note, another crazy thing. Everybody got to wear masks nowadays, and I'm like, dude, this is like the way of the world now. Everybody's going outside with a mask. They're getting these custom face masks, and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to make a video. And I'm about to. Have you ever hear that song? It's an oldie song. It's by Neil Sedaka. It's called "Calendar Girl."
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard. Okay.
He comes and performs here all the time. He performs at the casino I work at all the time. Every year he comes
Neil
here.
Sedaka, really?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna change it, Calendar Guy.
Oh.
And then I'm just gonna have the theme in the background. But I'm gonna be posing every single month with the mask on, like January. I'll be doing something for Martin Luther King. And in February, Valentine's, I'll have like a heart.
That's awesome.
Like Shawn Michaels. March will be like something Irish. I'll be like a leprechaun with a mask on. But every month is going to feature a mask because that's what we're doing. It's the way of the world right now. I'm telling you, it's going to be something funny, man. You add a little music, bop, bing, bing, bing. I'm telling you, it's going to be nice. You got to get creative. You got to make people laugh right now because there's people in the house.
It's true. Like everybody, I think some people you can tell like they're starting to lose it. Like I really loved it. Like
this guy, me. No. I don't know.
Forget about
it.
Oh,
That's it.
I can't. I'm
Sound
done.
like The Shining in here. I'm just not going to hurt anybody. I'm going to bash your brains in.
Here's Jimmy.
Here's Jimmy. Come on.
I'm done.
You know what? I gotta ask something. It's been bugging me right now. Can you do a De Niro?
No.
Can you do a De Niro impression? You seem like you'd be good at that.
Okay. Which one? Let's see. Goodfellas, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. I'm trying to think of a good line. And he said, he's in a movie. He's like, what is this? Oh, are you serious? What's the matter with you? Take it off. Get it off. Take it back. Take it back where it came from. Get it out of here. I don't care what you do. Get it the hell out of here. What? What'd you say? What? You getting smart with me? What? What was that? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
Yeah, because we're doing the Scarface offline here. It was great. That was great too.
No, and then also in analyze this, like what I told him, I said, you're good, you. No. You got a gift, my friend. No, you're better than good. You're great.
Yeah.
You got a gift, my friend. No. I could do Al Pacino. Joe Pesci's another one.
Oh God, yeah.
Sit over here. And I tell him, I says, hey, go fuck your mother, okay? I said, bang, bang, boom, we went out of there. I said, what do you have to say to me now, tough guy? I said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I told you to go fuck your mother. What are you talking about? So, but you're a funny guy. Funny. How am I funny?
Oh,
no.
Man.
He's a boy, Anthony said it. Come on. Funny like what? A clown? I'm here to amuse you. I make you laugh. Funny? How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me what's funny.
My face.
Come on, you fucking dizzy motherfucker, you.
you broke the Queen of the Indies. She broke.
Oh, my face.
I'm over here. Yeah, no, listen, you're going to be leaving right now. You're going to have to put ice packs on your cheeks. It's fucking nuts over here. I'm telling you, excuse the language, people. This is not normally Jimmy J.
It's no
This
holds
is
barred, though.
Yeah.
And,
Last night and today, I'm done. I've been dead between everybody. Oh my God, my face, it legit hurts. Ow.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Jimmy, for coming on, man. Just right before we end here, give us...
I'm sorry to cut you off. I was like, I can't do this no more. We just lost 17 fucking subscribers. Jimmy's going on a rant right now. Jimmy, get off. Thank you for coming. Get out of here.
It's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, Jimmy, we'll have you back for sure. Yeah.
Sure. Get him off. Come here.
Ow, my face.
But seriously, like, do you want to just quickly just give a shout out to yourself and promote yourself a little bit here so people can follow you?
Give a shout out to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I put his links down below, Tiff.
I want to personally thank me and myself and thank you very much, Jimmy.
Yeah. Thanks, Jimmy.
That's what I meant, Kyle.
Anyways, you can follow Jimmy, guys. I put his Twitter down below. I put Shot of Wrestling's Twitter below, and I put his YouTube channel below. Take It Home TV, guys. Go click down there and give him a follow.
I'm cutting you off, man. I'm so sorry, man.
That's okay.
Guys, honestly, I got to thank you guys for allowing me to come on here. Thank all the independent wrestling fans, all the talent out there, and everybody that's in this business. Okay, because without you, this business, it wouldn't operate, especially the fans out there. So, I appreciate you all. I appreciate everybody, listening to what I got going on out here. Support everyone you possibly can. Everybody that's positive out here nowadays. Big shout out to my crew, Shot of Wrestling. They kind of, like I said, took me under their wing last year. I was doing my own thing, and now I'm part of their team, and I'm proud to be a part of their team. I still got my own thing. Shout out to BCW, of course. They gave me an opportunity to do a show with them weekly, and I'm going with it. I'm running with it. It's been a hell of a time. Hopefully, it keeps continuing to get better and better. And you know where to follow me, people. You see it on the bottom. If you want to follow me, don't stalk me. I see you. Yeah, you. I'll do it, okay? No. But it's fine. Well, thank you guys one more time. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Guys, make sure you're also hitting the like button. Like this video. Let it get seen. Let it get seen by the wrestling community. Share it on Twitter. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to Jimmy. Subscribe to everybody. Show your support for everyone. And thank you all for tuning in live right here on YouTube for Wrestling Forum Podcast. And thank you for tuning in live here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, joined by my co-host. She's the EVP of Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, who's broken, the Queen of the Indies. That's Tiffany. Right below me, guys, that's Jimmy J from A Shot of Wrestling and from Take It Home TV. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in live. Thank you for downloading the episode and listening on the go. We will see you guys next time right here on the Wrestle Forum Podcast and the No Holds Barred Network. Stay safe. Wash your hands. See you guys later. Comes on.